Hey, what's up, guys? We're here with Goran, Kirk, and Jack from PickDawgz. Thank you for joining us for the second matchup of the Champions League slate this week, the second semifinal game. This one is between PSG and Arsenal. The first leg was, I don't know, PSG was trying to do something, Arsenal not as much. Jack, they had that disallowed goal because of the offside, but apart from that, they haven't done much. They looked quite useless. And I also read a bunch of comments that Martin Odegaard is an overrated midfielder who basically doesn't do much for this team. How do you see him as a player?
Um, well, he's kind of his role in the team hasn't changed at all, and his first season with Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken, was actually very good. But because he's kind of not changed his role, I guess people still think he's doing the same thing, and he's just not. But to be fair, you got to consider who's been in front of him as well. Like his assists aren't going to be up because Arsenal have barely had a striker all season. So yeah, I don't know. I guess you'd have to watch Arsenal a lot to really assess that for yourself. Nevertheless, I don't think this is going to end nicely for Arsenal here. I don't know how Arsenal have imploded the way they have towards the end of this season. I'm not complaining because I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit scared that Arsenal could win the Champions League, but Arteta's found a way to fumble it again, and they lose to Bournemouth on the weekend 2-1, and they started a completely full standard starting 11. Why on earth is Saka playing? Why is Rice playing? Why is Odegaard playing? You have nothing to play for in the league, and then they still can't beat Bournemouth at home. So yeah, this is going to be all PSG for me. It's been an absolute disaster class from Arteta.
Yeah, when you watch Arsenal and you realize that Odegaard and Saka are playing on the same side, and then you watch a little bit closer, of the probably like 30 passes that Saka has in a game, 22, 23 of those are backwards passes or very short passes to Odegaard, which are like 2 meters apart or whatever. And Odegaard is pretty much the same. Yes, he's going to take a few shots. Saka is going to cut in on his left foot and he's going to take a shot, score an occasional goal. But honestly, I think that those two are fairly overrated in my opinion, especially Saka. I can see a midfielder like Odegaard playing a decent role that a midfielder does, just distribute the ball, whatever. But Saka, I mean, is doing nothing special in my opinion, just cutting to his left foot and trying to put a cross in or take a shot on goal or whatever, which every other winger does. But Kirk, PSG, I'm not sure if Dembele is back for this leg. I know he was out in the League One game they had, a game they ended up losing, a game that they absolutely didn't need anything out of. But Barcola, Doe, and Kvaratskhelia are three guys that are potentially going to be starting for PSG in this game. And I think that Arsenal will have a tough time in this match.
Seven things. Not potentially. Kvaratskhelia and Due are starting hands down. Dembele will score. Barcola cashed over the weekend. I told you maybe he gets some minutes if Dembele really
Well,
doesn't play.
Dembele, yeah, he probably won't play, I think.
He'll play. He'll play. It's a Champions League semifinal. He'll play. Um, Odegaard sucks. I wasn't gonna interrupt, but Odegaard sucks. He uses one foot and he uses it worse than Saka. They each only are one footed, but he uses it worse than Saka. At least Saka puts the ball in the back of the net. I mean, Odegaard runs around in circles, and I don't see him doing anything else. That being said, Arsenal are in a top five race now. They were in the race again. They were in the race for the title. Now they in a top five race. They're only 4 points up on Chelsea for the fifth spot. I mean, teams are coming, and it's kind of hilarious. I think that's why you wanted to get some momentum against the Mouth and Bournemouth or whatever. So, getting
The
back
mouth
to
is
this
born.
game, the Mouth of Bourne. Getting back to this game, it's easy. Vitinha anytime goal scorer. It's easy. It's gonna be a I'll give you the exact situation he scores. I'll give you this exact situation. It's either first 10 minutes, PSG put on the pressure, Krivitskelia goes down in the box. Vitinha penalty goal. That's option 1. Then you get option 2. 85+ minute. It's like a 1-1 game. PSG on the counter. Goncalo Ramos goes down. Penalty PSG. Vitinha goal. Those are the 2 options. You can parlay that any way you want. Bet PSG to score first 10 minutes. Bet PSG score last 5 minutes. One of the 2 will happen. Vitinha is going to score. It's easy. I actually think this will be a very good game, though. Don't get me wrong here. I think Arsenal scores. I think PSG scores, and then
Who do you
it's
think
really
scores
game on.
first? You have to think Arsenal have to score first here, right?
I think PSG score first.
I think
I
if
mean,
that's the
PSG
case,
just
Arsenal
feels right
wins.
now as a team that definitely is capable of just locking the win and going hard for the first 15 minutes, creating like 4 or 5 chances and scoring a goal first. I think it kind of looks that way because they are the home team and definitely are playing well enough to do that.
I think if PSG can, if Arsenal hold them off for the first 25, 30 minutes, I think it gets really interesting. I just don't know if they can. The one thing, though, for PSG that they really need to figure out is the set pieces. That's the only way Arsenal are scoring right now. And they have a lot of height. They have Marino, they have Rice, they have whatever, one of the 2 bums. I forget which one of
Saliba.
Gabriel and Saliba are hurt. They're both bums, but they're tall effers, so they can get their head on balls. Yeah, Vitinha, anytime goal scorer. It's easy.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take a player prop. I'm gonna take Duet to get 1+ shots on target. He's at minus 118, which is just insane. I think he got a shot on target in the first 6 minutes of the first leg, which I also had as a premium pick actually. And they're still giving him at minus 118, even though Dembele is gonna be out of lineup, at least out of the starting 11. And he's just been playing so well. So I don't know. The books don't seem to expect him to do much when he creates his own chances. So I'll take Duet to get 1+ shots on target, minus 118. Might even use it as a premium pick or
And
something like that as well.
just to add on to that pick as well, there are some books now who will offer let's just say, for example, Doué gets subbed off. Whoever comes on for Doué will then pick up the 1+ shots on target. So if you think about it, if Doué comes off for Dembele, you're getting a fantastic price anyway. So if you
What
have one
book
of
is
those,
that?
of course. 365, do it.
Solid.
They call it like sub on play on. So if you have any player to be carded, shots on target, anything like that, whoever comes on for them, they take it over.
Very cool.
That's a pretty good option. Definitely interesting. So if you have
Stupid
that
for the
option, guys,
books.
yeah, I
Suppose.
guess they have a mat already worked out for that as well. They wouldn't
Clearly
be
not.
offering it as a free month. I mean,
I think it's
it's not gonna happen
idiotic.
every time. Yeah. Well, if you sub in a defender for Due, you're not getting your shot on target.
Yeah.
You never know. You
Right.
still have a chance. When if he's subbed out, you have no chance.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true. Well, that's it for this
As a
video,
book,
guys. Thank you for joining
as
us.
a book, you wanna risk. You want to minimize the risk of win, not amplify it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But
Well, they got to give something back, I suppose.
I guess if they want all the action, if you really think about it, 365 want all the action on their book because of
Yeah,
this promotion, then they're still making money anyway. On the losers,
that's true.
they're
That's
still
true.
making more money.
That's true.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, guys. Like we said, check out our preview picks on the PickDawgz.com website. Stay tuned for the rest of the free picks, and we'll see you soon.